So why does this portrait by artist Mary Cassatt belong in a museum dedicated to art inspired by water? If you look closely over the young reader's right shoulder and allow your gaze to travel out the window, you can see a blue stream in the distance. This stream creates a feeling of depth that was not present in many of Cassatt's earlier works, which were often sensitive, intimate portrayals of women and children, in which the background was not important. But during the first decade of the 20th century, when this painting was created, Cassatt began to focus more on what lie behind her subjects. You can tell the stream was important in this painting by the way the blue of the water is echoed by the bright blue of the book the girl holds in her hands. Perhaps this child of a more formal age, when girls of her social class were expected to sit still and look pretty, would rather go out and splash in the stream. Mary Cassatt was born to an upper-middle-class Pennsylvania family in 1844. She was inspired to be an artist when she toured the galleries of Europe as part of her early education. She enrolled in the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, despite her parents' concerns that art school would expose her to feminist ideas and the bohemian behavior of the male students. She left school early and went to Paris to paint, and by the time she returned to the United States in her mid-20s, she was determined to support herself as an artist. Her father, still not happy with his daughter's path, supported her financially, but refused to pay for her art supplies. Cassatt grew frustrated with her lack of success and wrote in 1871, "I have given up my studio and torn up my father's portrait, and have not touched a brush for 6 weeks, nor ever will I again, until I see some prospect of getting back to Europe." A few months later, she was in Italy on a commission, and she declared, "Oh, how wild I am to get to work. My fingers fairly itch and my eyes water to see a fine picture again." She saw success in Europe and was invited by Edgar Degas to show her works with the Impressionists in France. Although she is an American, Mary Cassatt is often associated with the French Impressionists because she lived and worked in Paris during the Impressionist Era. Cassatt was greatly influenced by Edgar Degas, and she became a friend and colleague of Berthe Meursault, another important female impressionist. Cassatt was a pioneer in her role as a successful and respected artist at a time when women were expected to fill traditional domestic roles. Women were sometimes barred from enrolling in art schools and from joining artist clubs, which provided important contacts. In addition to being a groundbreaking artist, Cassatt had her hand in creating one of the world's great art collections, that of Henry and Louisiane Havenmeyer. Cassatt was a close friend of Louisiane and encouraged her to purchase works by Degas, Claude Monet, and other modern European artists. Most of their collection, 1,967 pieces in total, was donated to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. However, Françoise, in a round-backed chair reading, was gifted to daughter Adeline Havenmeyer, where it remained in the family until it came into the collections of the Minnesota Marine Art Museum.